Most of the mainstream reviews are out on Assassin's Creed's films, so it will come to no surprise to anyone that it bombed both critically and financially. If there was ever a video game movie that looked promising to me, it was this though. Make a movie with a bunch of assassins messing up Templars, and that should equate to a good film, right? In truth, part of the movie did just that, but it was a small fraction in an otherwise boring and confusing mess. Now, the original game sold me on the concept of traveling to the past in order to solve the whereabouts of a present-day item. Creating a game just about an order of assassins would have probably worked as well, but the inclusion of the present with Abstergo, Desmond Miles, and the Animus really made it special. The trajectory seemed to indicate the series would end in said present, with Desmond becoming a full assassin, but as the series grew in popularity, it became an annual franchise where the seams started to split. The plot with Desmond started to morph, bloating into a catastrophe to try and tie itself in with the 2012 Apocalypse fiasco. Now the only thing I care about is visiting a new set of assassins in a new time period without the distraction of the present. I'm too traumatized to go through that again with another Desmond type, and yet my hopes return slightly with this film. So most of the movie takes place in the present with characters I couldn't care less about and care even less to explain. It follows the basic plot of the franchise, where Templars within Abstergo want to find the blood relative of an assassin in order to find the Apple of Eden to then rid the world of free will or violence or something like that. Michael Fassbender's character, Cal, shares the genetic code of the assassin Aguilar from 15th century Spain. Aguilar is believed to know the whereabouts of the Apple of Eden, so Abstergo finds Cal and forces him into a bastardized version of the Animus, which is where my first and biggest issue crops up. I knew this contraption would bother me as soon as I saw it in the trailer. Now, the Animus devices in the games are fairly simple contraptions, taking the form of either a bed-like slate or a chair. A neuron link cable is inserted into the person, his DNA fuses with it, and the subject can then view the memories of the past on a screen, kind of like a more relaxed VR. The subject thinks it's real, even though they're not shaping the past, only reliving it. Of course, one has to take liberties in the narrative, as a true assassin wouldn't be so clumsy as to die repeatedly, or jump in place, or screw with pedestrians, etc. Playing video games is all about immersion, a suspension of disbelief, and learning to just have fun. So for the movie, I can bypass some ideas, but not with their Animus. Let's take a look at it right here with this little picture. This weird claw-like arm straps in the person, cables and all, in order to mimic the movements of what his or her ancestor is doing in the past. It's like a giant mime device to, I guess, make the subject feel more immersed. Yet if Fassbender isn't really killing anyone, only portraying movement of Aguilar, why then did Abstergo give the hidden wrist blades every time they strap him in? Yes, that's right, they gave their prisoner a weapon, which of course betrayed them in the end. Furthering the confusion, the film cut back and forth between the past and present, wherein we see Fassbender jumping around like a lunatic in an empty room. That is, except when Aguilar ever rides a horse, because even the crew knew it looked too dumb for Fassbender to ride an invisible horse? I just can't even. The sad part is the scenes in the past were amazing, but equate to maybe 20 minutes of the almost 2-hour experience. There are great things in Assassin's Creed, but the film is bogged down with poor ideas, characters, and motivations that just go nowhere. I didn't care about anybody. As someone who knows the series, even I was confused, so I have no idea what a newcomer going into the theater would think. The setup is there for a sequel starring Fassbender and his escaped gang of assassins, which could make the present an interesting set piece, but like Desmond's Tale, I don't think they're going to get that chance. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.